And in today's video, I'm going to show you a few more things you didn't know about. Let's go. Picture this. You're looking at the table, and suddenly you notice a crumb of popcorn crawling across it. It's very small, but it moves quite purposely, as if it knows exactly what it's doing. Wait, is that styrofoam? Nope, it's just a nymph of the white cicada, one of its developmental stages. This insect is considered a pest because it eats everything it can reach, from maples to raspberries, but in order to prevent someone from eating the nymph itself, it has to find ways to protect itself. For example, pretending to be a strange white crumb. The disguise consists of white, waxy threads that cover the entire body of the insect, so that only the legs stick out. Usually, things look a little different, so this case can be considered unique and very surprising. I was surprised. We're used to seeing the sky blue, gray, black, red from beautiful sunsets, but never green. And actually, a green color doesn't promise anything good. Unless, of course, you live in an area where the northern lights can be seen. Otherwise, you better run towards your nearest shelter. Often the green color indicates a lot of water in clouds, physics. Absorption of reddish sunlight by blue water can give a green shade, in which case a severe thunderstorm's coming for sure. In some parts of the U.S., tornadoes also come at the same time as green clouds, but even if it ends with just precipitation, you shouldn't relax. It's such a powerful downpour that it looks like a waterfall pouring over your head. Have you ever seen a shockwave? A real powerful one, not drawn up by some movie makers, but created by some explosive technicians? Probably not. Well, even if you have, you've certainly never encountered a shockwave inside a tunnel. And yes, there's hardly any escape from that, even if you run super fast. Sorry, Hollywood, things are a lot more difficult in real life. There's nothing surprising about opening a normal electrical circuit. You may have done it in a lab at school. But what about high-voltage power lines? Those huge towers and huge voltage wires? Getting that kind of electric shock is deadly, so they should at least look occasionally, turn them off, shouldn't they? Looks like it goes something like this. Ooh, beautiful and scary. And as a commenter wrote under one such video, I have no idea what all those terms mean, but it looks cool. I agree, buddy. Remember the huge white eyes on Spider-Man's costume? I think I found the creatures that served as the inspiration. The lanternfish is one of 3 species of fish in the family Animalopodidae that have special glowing organs under their eyes. They're also one of the few species of shallow water fish that have such organs. More often than not, creatures that live in total darkness use illumination. We'll come back to that. And for now, look at them. Bioluminescent bacteria create light continuously, but each species has its own mechanism for regulating it. For example, while swimming, some fish create a blinking effect, alternately turning the light on and off. And it's not that scientists are 100% sure exactly why lanternfish need this skill. Most likely, the fish use it to communicate with other members of the same species and to confuse predators. Plus, the 2 built-in lights are a useful thing when leading a nocturnal lifestyle. And by the way, now that we're talking about the strange glow and the fish, what about this thing? Why is it glowing? Probably so we can all see how creepy a deep-sea angler looks. It's probably the ugliest animal on the planet, and it lives in the most inhospitable environment, deep at the bottom of the sea. The most distinctive feature of the angler is a piece of dorsal spine that goes up over the mouth. It's called a fishing rod. It's handy. This built-in rod, equipped with a luminescent bait, attracts prey directly to the mouth of the angler, which can open up twice its normal size. Well, and the bait itself, in most cases, is a gland filled with mucus, which contains bioluminescent bacteria. Well, if in nature something glows that shouldn't glow, you can safely blame it on the bacteria. People have already learned how to disperse clouds, but what about seeding them?
I told you! It's raining!
In 2018, a video of a NASA cloud seeding machine went viral online, and it was actually releasing huge white clouds. They were even raining, except this video was published on April 1st. Alas, what looks like a cloud seeding device turned out to be just testing engines. That said, the machine is actually capable of making it rain. Hot water vapor rises to the top after testing, where it turns into water. A man with a bull's head? Or maybe better yet, a spider with a rabbit's head? I'm not kidding. Deep in the rainforest of Ecuador lives a creature that looks like it jumped out of a mythical animal book. With 8 thin yellow legs that hold what looks like the head of a big black dog or rabbit, this spider is both intimidating and oddly cute. Add to that 2 yellow spots that are conveniently placed right where the rabbit's eyes should be, and the illusion is complete. The real rabbit spider's eyes are actually further away, but they barely stand out, so who cares? By the way, it's not even really a spider. Rather, the big-eared creature is a harvestman. So our rabbit is a cousin of spiders, and scientists have no idea why these funny growths on its head, probably to frighten enemies. To become a Shaolin monk, one must study and train from childhood. As young as 6 or 7 years old, little novices show amazing flexibility, and damn, is that even real? They're hanging from trees, backwards.
This is the way.
In South Iceland, next to Mount Reynisfjall, there's Reynisfjara Beach, and it's absolutely mesmerizingly black. In 1991, this beach was even included in the top 10 most beautiful beaches in the world. And the thing, of course, is the volcanoes. The whole Icelandic island, in fact, is formed from volcanic lava, which erupted over millions of years. But this is where the ocean waves come into play.
Okay, it almost got me!
They smashed the newly formed lava against the already existing rocks, and over time, the shards became fine sand. It's not clear which volcano did all this, but how beautiful is it? I've already told you about musical instruments made of ice. They were quite functional, and even allowed to give concerts. But it turns out this is not the limit. The Swedish indie band Shout Out Loud has released an ice record. This vinyl really plays the music. Now, the quality's not so good, of course, but what a great idea. The single Blue Ice was released in limited quantity, and each such vinyl was put into a small portable cooler where it's supposed to be kept in between listens. Blue Ice is probably the first record in the world which playback time depends on the room temperature. You overdo it just a little bit, and the music literally leaks through your fingers. There are many amazing things in the Netherlands. For example, there's a bicycle path decorated with patterns inspired by the Van Gogh painting Starry Night. You know it, the one with the spirals and the squiggles. But the Van Gogh path hasn't got just any markings that are usually put on top of asphalt. The bike path is covered with patterns of special photoluminescent paint, which accumulates solar energy during the day and begins to glow at night. It's believed that this increases public safety and may even reduce the number of accidents. And frankly, I think there's not enough light for that, but the tourists like it. And if you've been trying to teach your dog to bring you your slippers for a long time, it's in vain. After all, Nissan engineers have taught the slippers to park on their own. It's not at all clear whether such shoes with wheels, motors, and sensors are comfortable to walk around the house, but slippers know their place for sure. Besides, the autonomous parking technology was tested on office chairs, tables, cushions, and other interior items. Everyone liked the system so much that the company decided to create a whole hotel, which was named Pro Pilot Park Royken, apparently for those who really like to park. You often hear that tattoos are for life. Well, it seems the journey of body art may not end with the death of the wearer. The National Association for the Preservation of Skin Art offers its members the opportunity to have their tattoos embalmed and framed when they die. Why? As a keepsake gift for loved ones. Honestly, that is the strangest gift I can think of. The far side of the moon has long been an unsolvable mystery to man. Although the moon rotates on its axis, it always faces the same side to the Earth. Looking there was impossible without spacecraft, but now we're gonna show you the other side of the moon. You ready? All right, wait, wrong shot. Okay, yeah, this is what the moon looks like. Anyway, almost exactly the same as the other side. Maybe darker? Yeah. If you can imagine what Antarctica looks like, you probably understand that the landscape here is, well, not very diverse. Snow, ice, rocks, minimal colors. Now imagine that in the middle of all that, there's a bloody waterfall. I'm serious. At the Taylor Glacier in Antarctica, you can really see the creepiest waterfall on the planet. The sight is mesmerizing and frightening. But as is usually the case in nature, the phenomenon has a quite normal scientific explanation. The waterfall gets this unusually bright color because of the high proportion of iron oxide. Bloody water comes from a salty subglacial lake. Several million years ago, seawater got here, then the ice just blocked it. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll come across an even more interesting fact. The water is made red by microorganisms living under a thick layer of ice. To gain vital energy under such conditions, they set off a chemical reaction in the water, and that's what makes the waterfall bloody red. We'll see you later.